Hey, good morning, everybody. Um, just been watching a lot of the news and really want to make an attempt to try and share a new brand of understanding with people as far as the one requirement of us as man in order to cross over into the next half of our existence, which is the eternal life spoken of by Jesus. A lot of people, I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people think contrary to what it says in the Bible. A lot of people think deeds and the way you live your life are the way to get there. What Jesus is trying to tell you is that deeds and the way you live your life, when they're not done for that purpose, is evidence of a pure heart. Someone that has a pure heart does these things not for the reward of an eternal life, but they do them because they understand. And understanding is bigger than having a reason of saying, I want to go to a good place because if I don't do these things, I'm going to go to the bad place. Because the truth is, overall, we are each other. So if I judge my brother, I have therefore judged myself. To release judgment, I can't judge him. Therefore, I release judgment for all. This is all mathematics. So if you think about it, to have a pure heart is to love everyone. And how could you claim to love everyone if you have a solid belief in hell, which is a place where your brothers and sisters who have possibly made mistakes on this earth have been created essentially to be tortured forever? That's not love. I'm not cool with that. Jesus wasn't cool with that. So there's a level of understanding that if people are willing to embrace it, I believe I can help explain exactly how to get rid of that idea of hell and how to release yourself from the pressures that average religions put on you. And they only put those pressures on you so that you continue to be an incomplete person and you keep cycling into that church. Because if you think about it, spiritual emptiness is almost like an illness. And if you're cured, why do you need to keep going to the hospital? So if you're not cured of that spiritual emptiness, you're going to keep on seeking the church. You're going to keep going to the church because you haven't been filled. You don't have a definite answer. Once you have a definite answer, why would you continue going there? Instead of on your own, as Jesus again mentioned, going out and spreading it yourself, not being a minister, but just trying to get other people to be on that same level of understanding and love with you so they go out and spread it, not keep coming to you, giving you 10% of their money so you can choose what actions to do on their behalf, telling them that this will help them get into heaven if they continue to come and see you every Sunday and attend Bible studies. And I don't have any issues, obviously, with church because, it was part of my growing. But the overall truth is, any thought process that makes you feel as if you are different from others, i.e. calling yourself a black man and figure, they're not black, they're white, i.e. calling yourself a man and saying they're women and they're different, i.e. calling yourself a Christian or a Buddhist, you're assigning a title to yourself that doesn't encompass everybody. So you, by your own words, have created a divide amongst people. This world is too divided. Our eternity is not going to be divided. If I have the capacity to understand this and I have the capacity to take that understanding and use it to make logical, mathematic reason on how I can love everyone and not, in my mind, cast anybody to hell, I fail to see why I would take on a thought process that's different than that has me looking at people in a bad manner. Now, I'm saying this to say that I'm just open to explaining this equation. I'm open to explaining exactly how I come to this conclusion if people are open to hearing it. And I'm just going to post this video and, leave it open that if you want to ask me how I came to this, or, we can debate things back and forth. But when you contact me, just understand that it's to ask questions, not to further attempt to indoctrinate me in a thought process that, again, is going to separate me from this point of what I feel is ultimate love. There's no reason why I wouldn't love anybody and everything on this earth because I have a full of understanding, not only of our purpose, but of what drives people to do what they do. And I know that we're eternal. So with us being eternal, this life is but a blink of an eye. So nothing that you can do in it is worth me holding a grudge that will prolong me stepping into my eternity, where I will see you and all those wrongs again will seem like a blink of an eye. I mean, if you kill someone here, it hurts. It hurts. We miss them. But you're going to see this person. We're eternal. We're eternal. And if you have that thought strongly rooted in your head, it makes it easier for you to not get upset. What you end up doing is eagerly anticipating the next half of your existence. So again, I'm just posting this because I feel it in my heart that I've watched so much stuff on TV. I talk to so many people and they don't understand that the conflict outside is symbolic of the conflict within. And once you let go of the conflict within, you're not involved in the conflict that is outside, because having that conflict within makes you susceptible to being pulled into that conflict, because the people that are playing games know what buttons to push because they know what you stand for. And standing for something is dangerous, because to stand for something inevitably means to stand against. And again, is making a divide. So again, I'm gonna leave it open. It's a lot to talk about as far as, you know, what all this encompasses and how to come to this equation to where you're capable of like logically loving everybody and understanding what's gonna happen in the next half of your existence. So again, I'm gonna make a few videos. Hopefully it helps. And if anyone has some direct questions that they want to send or future subjects for future videos, I would love for that to be the case, and we can, you know, have some back and forth, have some dialogue, and hopefully I can have somebody join me in this mindset, because as of yet I haven't found it, but I'm just looking for anybody that can join me in loving everyone, because I haven't found that person. Only people that love everyone, ironically, are children and fools. So understand that hint. It doesn't matter what the religion is, children and fools or mentally disabled are automatically taken up by God. And if you listen to what I'm saying, it's because a child and a mentally disabled person are unable to take on your fight because they don't have your twisted understanding that would make them feel that they need to divide and fight and kill someone. They don't have it. So they're perfect to go on to the next part of existence. Just, I mean, one last tidbit. Most people are concerned as to, you know, I think people are concerned, oh, if we go into heaven, we go, how am I going to be myself, but still, you know, everything be perfect? Because everything's so, you're perfect. You're perfect. There's one issue that everyone has. Everyone has. It's the fighting. It's the fighting. And I'm not talking about fighting outwardly, even though fighting outwardly is a sign of an internal struggle, but it starts internally. We're raised as kids and falsely led to believe that we have to fight for something in order to prove our worth in this life and better our existence in the next. And that is a lie. That's a lie. That's propaganda that's put on TV. I didn't teach my children this, but after a while of studying, I went and asked them what their thoughts were on these situations, and that's what they ended up telling me. And I asked them how they came to these conclusions, and a lot of these conclusions were drawn based on cartoons, things they see on TV, and things that they learn in school. So now if I choose not to educate my kid on spiritual things, it is very clear that they're being subliminally educated on spiritual things in the wrong direction by society. And that's a direct violation. That's a direct violation of my right to secure my child's spirituality. And it's a direct violation of my child's spirituality, because we were put here on this earth for our own individual purpose, to search for our creator or to do whatever, to enjoy here. It's less detailed than people want to make it. And the more detailed that they make it, the more truths that they put in there, because a lot of the things they say are true. They're only true because they believe them enough to manifest them. It doesn't mean that it's the ultimate truth. It's just one of the many truths within this system of things. And if they're important to you, they will become your cause, and they will become the weight that keeps you here on this earth. If you think about it, it's like going to college. You go to college, you learn things, you buy books, you know, and when you go to graduate, you put those books down. When you go to your next job, you don't have your books with you. You go, although thoroughly educated, you go with a clean slate, willing to take on what is, for all intents and purposes, a new unknown task. Now that you have the education on how to do it, now you're going to actually apply it, and you have to be open-minded to take on information in that situation. So this life is pretty much the same thing. The things that you stand for, the things that you found it was a good reason to stand against, these are all lessons. And as soon as you're ready to put them down, then you're ready to go on to the next. I mean, it gets deep. It's like while you're sitting there trying to worry about whether someone else is going to be punished, if you're watching this video and you're somebody who didn't do anything to anybody, you're having a lot of people like you are having a hard time not fighting mentally. So why would you worry about somebody who does stuff to people? Because your struggle is strong and you don't do stuff to people. How strong is this person's struggle going to be when what they're thinking inside manifests on the outside? So now you're letting the fact that they manifested on the outside and affected you with those actions turn you into having the same mind frame that they had that pushed them into doing those actions in the first place. So that's the trick. I mean, it's all this. I feel like people don't understand that we are going through trials and tribulations. Back in a simpler time, there were simpler principles and simpler factors in life that you had to look out for and watch out for in order to, to navigate with as little bumps in the road as possible. Now, there is so much to think about, so many ideas to fight against, so many things to review and choose as to whether you're going to make it your cause or not. It's so many things that I really feel that right now is tribulations, because the tribulations isn't physical. The tribulations are mental. The one thing about us that is eternal is our conscience. So be careful what you put in your conscience, and be careful what they lead you to believe, because God made us in his image. He didn't make us in an image of somebody who should be begging and asking for help from a God. He wants more of that from us. When we make a child, do you make your child so he can hold your hand the whole time? No, you make a child because you want him to accomplish what you accomplished. And if he goes further, man, you're so proud because that's what you want for your child. Why wouldn't the Father want just that same thing for us? He doesn't want us to stop. He wants us to continue to grow. He doesn't want us to have an eternal dependency upon him and his understanding. He'd like for us to get our own understanding so we can coexist with him instead of being, one of his responsibilities. So this is a lot. I can't put it all in one video. I'm just going to go ahead and end it right here. Let me know how you feel in the comments. Until next time.